Okay, well, thanks everybody for coming. This is the first live presentation we've had for a while. Didn't have any last year, did we? So almost 2 years. So here we are. So 40 people, it's great. And I think there are about 26 people on Zoom. So good turnout. So tonight we're going to have 4 different presentations. One about Italy, one about a place near the North Pole, 500 miles from the North Pole. And then Holly and Patty are going to talk about Machu Picchu. And then my lovely Becky, wife Becky and I did one about Southwest Sky.
Can you speak louder?
Sure.
Please.
Just trying to avoid Eustace. Okay, can you hear that now or no?
Close it. Close it.
I don't know. So how's it? Okay, so anyway, we have 4 shows tonight, and we should maybe be out here by maybe 8:15. We don't know, right? If you want to stay longer, that's fine. But so we're going to have 4 different ones, and the first one we're going to have, if Phil wants to click on my computer again. There's going to be a little delay between anytime he has to make a change. The first, it's
You need to get done with your intro and then I'll switch over.
okay. So as soon as I'm done with this, but then Wendell Werner is going to come up and describe a photograph or a map photograph that's going to be on the screen. So you can switch it now because he's going to talk about this.
Okay. I'm not sure I can do that, but we'll see.
I think there's a little delay. We'll see. That's a do it. There you go. Okay, so Wendell is going to discuss and introduce his presentation. All right, let's get right into it.
Okay, this slideshow is basically a sampling of the beauty and the interesting places in Italy. It's not meant to be a history lesson or a geography lesson. It's just a chance to look at the beautiful scenery, buildings, and even some shops and things within Italy. The map is there just to explain the arbitrary order that the slideshow will be presented. I start in the upper right-hand corner in the northeast at Venice, and then go counterclockwise around down the west coast of Italy, ending up at Sorrento. So you can see numbered, circled, the spots that I'm going to be focusing on. As I say, the first stop in the trip is Venice, which is a fascinating city. Unfortunately, it's quite crowded and threatened by rising water levels. From there, we went, and this was all on tours, not one tour, but 3 different ones. We went up to the north to the Bolzano and Dolomite Mountain area, which is in the South Tyrol and looks a lot like Austria, which it used to be part of until the end of the First World War, when it was given to Italy, because Italy was on the winning side. Then the next stop is a bit to the west of that, the city of Stresa and Lake Maggiore. That is quite close to the Swiss border and the Southern Alps. So it's mountainous country also. Then from there, I worked down to the Italian Riviera, the Santa Margherita, Portofino, and Cinque Terre areas. Then next down is the Pisa and an inland Lake Garda, which is a nice area also. Then from there, we go on to the into Tuscany and the city of Florence, which was the birthplace of the Renaissance and still a major art center in the world. From there, go on and see some more of Tuscany. Some of the towns there, Siena, Pienza, Radicofani, and Assisi, which is actually across the border in the province of Umbria, but I'd love to do there. Then from there, we worked our way on down to Rome and included a couple of other towns, the Etruscan city of Orvieto and the beautiful church of Monte Cassino. There is not a lot in Rome, considering how much there is to see there, but we just didn't have much time there, so I just have a few views of that. But fortunately, you can see a lot of it, like the Colosseum and so forth, just about anywhere. And then finally, get down to, I think, my favorite place in Italy, Sorrento, and that surrounding area with the Isle of Capri, the Amalfi Coast, and also that's where Pompeii and Herculaneum were located, which were both covered by ash from the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. And that's the only data I know about what you're going to see, so don't ask when they built something, because I don't have a clue. Also, I probably don't know the name of the church or whatever it might be. But anyway, I was just looking for things that were attractive and of interested, including a few shops in town.
Yep.
So anyway, I think we're ready to go.
Yep. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mike. All right, here we go. Very nice job, Wendell. Beautiful photography. Any questions for Wendell?
Was this a land-based tour?
Yes, it was.
You want to come up here, Wendell?
And what time of year?
Well, there were three separate tours.
Here you
One of the tours was in the fall, one around Osano, in that area. The one down towards Sorrento or southern was in May, I believe, as was, the trip Stresa up in the northwest actually was in the fall too, I believe, because it was starting to snow when we got into Switzerland from there. But anyway, it was basically the shoulder seasons, fall, spring, we were there. By the way, I forgot to give a mini lesson in speaking Italian. Ponte is bridge, Isola is island, and Duomo generally is cathedral. So, yes.
How did you get around, by train or bus or what?
Yes, this was all three of them were Grand Circle tours. We did a lot of bus travel, and some train travel, like from Stresa, we went up into Switzerland to Zermatt, other places, and we took water taxis in Venice to islands of Verano. So it was a variety of ways to travel.
What camera equipment and lenses did you use mostly?
Nikon D90 SLR with my standard walkabout lens of a 18 to 105 zoom. That was it. works generally for everything I do. Except sometimes I like a little wider lens when I'm looking at a tall church or something, trying to get the whole thing in.
Did you have a question?
I wonder if some of the older shots, were you using how did you get those up above shots? But some of the places, trying to think when you came into Venice, we were showing the shot above and looking into the city.
Well, yes, there was one right at the beginning, the title slide. That's the one harbor there. That was taken from the roof of our hotel.
Ah, okay. I wondered if it was just a tall building or what they had.
No, the Grand Circle put us up in a very nice, old hotel that was right on the waterfront there, the San Marco channel.
One more question? Anybody got one? No?
Just a comment is that it's a very easy country to travel in by yourself.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
So I'm sure many people have done that. But
yes.
it's great, but it's fun by yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people speak English and, yeah, it wasn't much problem when we were on our own for a day or two to get around. So,
Fine job. I asked Wendell if Italy is about the same size as California, which one do you think Italy's bigger? Raise your hand. California bigger? California's bigger by about 1.5 times. Which I didn't realize. No, I thought it'd be about the same. So, okay, Phil, can we get Patty and Holly to say something? How can we do that?
Yeah, have them say something.
Oh, say something.
Hola.
Patty and Holly.
Hola. Hola. So thank you, Wendell. I really loved your photos, the beautiful, beautiful photos. And Travelogue's been a lot of fun. And I'm happy that Paul has taken that over and he's doing a great job with it. And one of the most fun things for me has been working with Patty. She's from Peru, and I visited Peru. And then about a year after I was there, we got together to make this Travelogue movie. So we weren't on the same tour. In fact, she wasn't on a tour at all. It's her home country. But I was on a tour with my late husband, and we had a lovely time, just fascinated with Peru. And this is, I think, the third movie we did together. On Machu Picchu. So I hope you enjoy it. Patty, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, it was just a ton of fun to do this video presentation with you. So I hope that everybody enjoys a little bit of my country, my people.
That's her people, all right. Okay, take it away, Paul.
Here we go.
Okay, hold on, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Sorry for the delay.
We're gonna get the audio here.
Let me see.
It might help those of you viewing if you put your video on speaker and control the volume on your computer.
Stop.
And there's no sound again.
Tell us to work on the audio for a second. Then for the Zoomers, there you go.
Well, everything's set up properly. Give it another shot, Paul.
Almost.
Hi, Betty Ferguson. Here we are going to Machu Picchu. When did you go?
Hi, Holly. I was there in November of 2013. When were you there?
I was there in October of 2015. But we both took the train and saw the approach to Machu Picchu.
Yes, and the train, yeah, I got on the train from Cusco to Machu Picchu. Beautiful ride.
Yes, we could see the agricultural fields. We could see the train station. What are these guys doing?
You know what is fun is those are the young people walking the Inca Trail anywhere from 3 to 5 days as opposed to taking the train.
We got snacks on the train, including that yellow Inca Cola, and we could see corn being grown outside, often on terraces.
Machu Picchu, a 15th century Inca citadel. It is 50 miles northwest of Cusco. Most archaeologists believe it was constructed as an estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacutec. Built around 1450, it was abandoned a century later at the time of the Spanish conquest. It remained unknown until 1911, when it was discovered by an American, Hiram Bingham, a historian from Yale. From the train station, we took a short walk to the bus, where we took a fun ride up to the ancient city.
The Machu Picchu official map, available online, shows many of the sites that we were able to see in person as we toured.
At the entrance of Machu Picchu, you see the mountain range Huayna Picchu. In the 70s, I was able to climb the top of that mountain. It gives you a spectacular view of Machu Picchu.
Take a tour with us as we walk through Machu Picchu.
Emperor Pachacutec's summer estate.
Here's the House of the Guardian.
The Incas were naturalists and worshipped many gods, including the sun, the moon, water, condor, and Mother Earth, Pachamama. Here is Pachamama's temple.
Here is the Temple of the Three Windows and the Inca's Sacred Plaza. The Temple of the Condor is the last temple we saw.
The Incas were known for their stonework. The Incas conquered many tribes and used the conquered as slave labor. The rocks had to be moved from the river up the mountain. Boy, it doesn't pay to lose a war. Now we're on the road to the Inca Bridge. The path from Machu Picchu to the jungle was safeguarded by this plank on the bridge.
After our tours, we board the bus for a harrowing ride down the mountain to Aguas Calientes. We have to avoid other buses. And we have to avoid pedestrians.
Now we're back in Aguascalientes, where we get back onto the train for the ride back to Cusco.
Sagra, a devil dancer from the Andes in Peru, came to entertain us as night fell on the train, completing our journey.
You think they'd be able to hear the audience?
That I'm not sure.
Let's see. Well, if you have questions for Holly and Patty, I'm not sure if they can hear you or not. We're gonna see in a minute.
We probably can. The sound on this didn't come through Zoom very well. I hope it was good at the room.
Something is not quite right.
Nothing yet. Svalbard. I'm getting ready for the next
No, I
one.
think we're good.
Oh, okay, so somebody asked a question. Somebody asked a question for one of those guys. Who has a loud voice? Go ahead, Jim.
Holly, did you guys drink any of the local tea in order to overcome the elevations?
Yeah, we did. We did coca tea made from coca leaves.
Absolutely.
We felt good. I don't know if it worked or not, but we didn't have any problems with the elevation. A couple people in our party did, and they used oxygen on the hotel before they finished the train ride.
I want to know, did
And
any
also,
of-
Holly,
Okay. I was wondering, did anyone go up to the Gate of the Sun?
Yes, I did. Ron, of course, did with me. Patty, have you been up there?
no, I didn't do that one. I did the trail to the towards the jungle.
Okay.
My husband and I did that up to the gate, and that was just wonderful. I mean, that whole trip was so outstanding. I just wanted to thank the camera club for having this on Zoom.
Oh, good. Glad it worked.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What were the elevations that you traveled to? From what to what?
Oh boy, Patty, that's a question for you.
You know what? Cusco is higher than Machu Picchu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
8,000? Or is it the other way around? Dear Lord. I used to know that when I was in school. You know, I'm going to Google it.
Machu Picchu 8,000 and Cusco's almost 10.
Cusco is. Did you have a question?
Yeah, a lady once told me she visited Machu Picchu and the rock constructions were so astonishing and mystifying that it absolutely had to be built by aliens. Any comment there?
It is really astounding. The rocks look like they have to be soft or something, but they're not.
And what is interesting is the Incas when they conquered other tribes, they would take thousands of prisoners, and they're the ones that they used to haul these huge rocks up the hill. So they might have been aliens. Machu Picchu's elevation is a little under 8,000 feet.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe one more question? No? Okay, Sam, could you, want to bring Marilyn, or you just want to come up yourself? Sam Schaen is going to tell us about the trip that he took. Pretty amazing.
Thanks, Paul. This is a trip that my wife Marilyn and I took in 2016 to a place called Svalbard. Svalbard is about 500 miles north of the northernmost part of Norway. It's kind of in a funny situation. It's not part of Norway, but it's administered by Norway. That's about as much as I understand. I know we did have to go through customs again when we got on the plane from Norway up to a town called Spitsbergen, which is kind of, if Svalbard had a capital, Spitsbergen would be the capital. We did this in 2016. We actually flew Iceland Air from where we lived on the East Coast at the time to Iceland, spend a week there, and then flew to Oslo, and that's where our tour began. The tour was run by an organization called Joseph Van Oss Photo Safaris. Some people may be familiar with them. We've taken a few trips with them. Some folks who were around last year may remember that we did a presentation on the Antarctic, our trip there. And so I guess you could say we're polar opposites now. So the main attractions in Svalbard are polar bears and walruses. And we were on a ice-hardened boat for 10 days. And one of the things that they told us is that the ship had to go further north than they had previously gone to find the pack ice, which is where polar bears do their hunting from. I guess just a word of warning, polar bears eat seals, and we do have a few pictures of those, so if anybody's squeamish, close your eyes or whatever. Marilyn, anything I need to add? The photos are a combination of I got the Marilyn seal of approval. The photographs are a combination of both Marilyn and me. We used Nikon equipment we've been Nikon shooters for 30 years, and I think they were D600s, but I could be wrong. And Marilyn says I should stop talking, so I'll turn it over. She gave me the hook.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Ready?
No, not quite. Not quite.
Don't forget, I gotta get ready.
Oh, that's true. Okay, get ready. You can't see it. Oh, there we go. questions. Polar bears look cuddly, don't they?
Oh, yeah, we.
How tall, how big are they? Questions?
Well, we didn't get close enough to measure them. All the polar bear shots were taken from the ship. We were actually on land when we took them. It was obvious from the pictures, the walrus shots, we were on the beach. The dinghy's on the shore. I think there's a question back there.
You have to think way back to one of the first slides, where you went in, there was a real steep hill behind, and there were like metal structures of some kind halfway down the mountainside.
Unfortunately, I can't, my memory's not that good. One piece of trivia, one of the international seed banks is in Svalbard, and I'm not sure if that's what we may have seen. It's a fairly secure facility, and they have, kind of as many different seeds as they could possibly store there. And, they sort of depended on the permafrost to help with the storage, and that permafrost is now disappearing.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, my wife asked what I do again. I think it was a great trip. That was 5 years ago. Who knows what the trip is like now with ice going away. Bottom line is there are too many places to go in this world to really want to go back to one we've been to.
Who did you say owned it? You said it was protected by Norway, but is it owned by somebody else?
I never quite understood that relationship or setup. I think it's kind of an international territory because a lot of different countries have interests there, and Norway is just the country that administers it. And the ship we were on was actually a Russian ship.
Okay, the ship that you were on, did it have a very shallow draft so you could get through the ice? Was there any issues with getting, with navigation through all the ice?
So the ship was not a true icebreaker.
Oh, it was not?
It could plow through some kind of shallow ice, but it's not like the things that you would see go through the Northern Passage in the North Pole. But they have a harder hull than, say, a normal cruise ship. Doris?
Yeah, John wants to know if there were penguins.
Penguins are only in the southern hemisphere. Polar bears are in the northern hemisphere. Penguins are in the southern hemisphere.
What was the bear, what animal was the bear eating?
I'm pretty sure that was a seal.
Okay, thank you.
Before we show the last one, which is my wife and I have taken a lot of southwest sky photographs, as you guys probably have too, right? If you have a travelogue that you want to have shown like this, let me know. And what you do is leave a thumb drive in the folder, the travelogue folder in the front office, okay? So if somebody has one, let me know, please. Be glad to show it. Try to keep them under 20 minutes, somewhere between 10 and 20 if possible. All right? So after this one, there probably won't be any questions because they're all just photographs of Arizona, New Mexico, where else? Colorado, and maybe some Utah, Four Corners. That's about it. So whenever you're ready, Phil. Don't need questions. We've all been in these places probably, so, yeah. So, the next one, I think, is going to be the 21st of December, and I think we'll be here, right, Phil, as far as we know? Do we know? Or you don't?
No, it'll probably be over at Desert Hills.
You think? Okay. Well, I guess we can let you guys know. Danny, do you have any knowledge about that?
I think it is the 21st.
I know, but as far as where it's going to be,
No, we're still trying to get the route changed because of the problems with the audio equipment over the auditorium.
Okay.
Sent a request in today for the route change.
okay,
I
so,
think that's for the 13th.
oh, okay.
So that would be showtime on the 13th.
Showtime's the 13th, and then the 21st would be, Travelogue. So we'll let you all know, I guess.
Hey, Paul,
Yes.
what camera did you use for those moonshots?
Oh, I have a Zoom, Fujifilm. It's a 500 Zoom, I think it is. That's as close as I could get to it.
Yeah. That was a really neat presentation. I love those sky shots.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Very
you.
nice. What was the music from?
A guy named Thomas Martin Scott, he is from Colorado.
Was that a royalty-free thing?
Royalty free? He let us use,
Royalty-free?
we knew him in Uray. And he said, go ahead and use his
Oh,
music.
great. Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Okay. See y'all later.
Thank you.
See y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for doing that.
Very good.
Yeah. Videos. Yeah.